Welcome to the School of the Lost Tribes. Your charity helps generate the lessons needed to seal the chosen before the destruction. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Deuteronomy 28:22. Yahweh's expanded curse through plagues and environmental affliction. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Introduction. Yahweh's multi-layered judgment intensifies. Deuteronomy 28:22 continues to lay out the severe judgments Yahweh promised to bring upon the disobedient children of Israel. This verse expands the pestilence mentioned in verse 21 into multiple forms of physical, environmental, and military affliction. These are not random misfortunes. They are covenant curses targeting one people, the Israelites, scattered through rebellion. The language of this verse is exhaustive. Yahweh uses multiple terms: consumption, fever, inflammation, burning, sword, blasting, mildew, to communicate a full-spectrum judgment that touches body, environment, and even agriculture. Each affliction plays a role in consuming Israel until they are scattered and broken. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption. Consumption refers to a wasting disease, historically linked to tuberculosis, which slowly destroys the lungs and leads to a painful death. In the 1600s and 1700s, this disease ravaged enslaved Israelites on plantations and in slave ships. In crowded, unsanitary conditions, many suffered chronic coughing, weight loss, night sweats, and slow suffocation, often untreated and unburied. Consumption also applies to the destruction of vitality and strength. Families consumed by slavery, communities consumed by poverty, and cultures consumed by colonization. Yahweh's curse was total. Body and nation both withered. And with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning. These terms describe escalating heat-related afflictions, both physical sickness and environmental punishment. Fever, high body temperatures brought on by illnesses like malaria, typhoid, and yellow fever, all of which killed slaves in large numbers, especially in the hot Caribbean plantations. Inflammation could refer to infected wounds, untreated injuries, and diseases that cause swelling, common among slaves with no access to medicine. Extreme burning. This may refer to sunstroke, skin infections, or the effects of working in harsh heat with little water, food, or rest. These were not symbolic curses. They were real, bodily afflictions faced by our forefathers. Enslaved Israelites were worked to death, forced to labor in sugarcane fields, mines, and rice plantations, in heat so severe that many collapsed and died under the sun. And with the sword. This refers to military destruction and violence. The sword is symbolic of war, police violence, and colonization. It has followed the Israelites from Babylon to Rome, from West Africa to America. In the slave trade, the sword came in the form of kidnappings and village raids, public executions for disobedient slaves, whippings, shootings, and lynchings, colonial massacres of native Israelites. In modern times, the sword continues through police shootings, state-sponsored violence, and war. Yahweh said these attacks would pursue Israel until they perish, and that is exactly what history has shown. And with blasting, and with mildew. These curses relate to agriculture, the land's ability to produce food. Blasting refers to hot winds or blight that destroy crops. Mildew refers to fungal infestations that rot grain or make it inedible. For ancient Israel, this meant starvation. For enslaved Israelites in the Americas, it meant being forced to work land they did not own, producing crops they could not eat, often under cursed conditions, where even the land turned against them. On Native American reservations, blasting and mildew showed up as poor soil, drought, and failed harvests, all while their traditional hunting and farming methods were stripped from them. And they shall pursue thee until thou perish. This final clause ties everything together. These curses are not occasional. They are relentless. They pursue Israel, no matter the country, no matter the generation, until death. This pursuit is visible today in high disease rates in Black and Native communities, food deserts in inner cities, mental health crises without treatment, environmental hazards in Israelite neighborhoods, toxic water, poor housing. These are not just social issues. They are the visible signs of a covenant curse, prophesied over 3,000 years ago. Connection to historical fulfillment, the 1600s and beyond. These afflictions came full force during the Middle Passage, where consumption, fever, and burning sickness wiped out 15 to 20% of captured Israelites. Plantation slavery, where inflammation from infections, untreated wounds, and heat stroke claimed countless lives. The reservation era, where Native Israelites died from blight, famine, and loss of fertile land. No medical treatment was given. Enslaved Israelites were left to rot. Women were experimented on. Children died from preventable fevers. Native elders had no access to healing. These were not just human evils. They were fulfillments of Deuteronomy 28:22, a curse that identifies a people. No other nation has endured these combined afflictions: disease, heat, starvation, violence, and failed harvests for centuries on every continent. The curses identify Israel. They show who Yahweh's people are today. This is not theology. It's history in motion. Redemption only through Yeshua. But even in this judgment, Yahweh made a path to healing. Yeshua, the Messiah. He came not for the world, but for the lost sheep of Israel. Matthew 15:24. His healing ministry was a sign that the curses could be reversed. When he healed lepers, cured fevers, and raised the dead, he was undoing Deuteronomy 28:22. Yeshua's sacrifice offers a way out, but only through repentance, obedience, and faithfulness to Yahweh's law. Conclusion. Deuteronomy 28:22 is not a poetic metaphor. It is a reality our people have lived through, from ancient Israel to the slave ships, from plantations to reservations, and into today's urban decay. We have been smitten with consumption, fever, inflammation, sword, and mildew, just as Yahweh said. But now is the time to turn back. The curses were real, but so is the mercy. Through Yeshua, the curse can be broken, and the healing of Israel can begin.